Reparations will happen. I just don't think in my lifetime. Oh my goodness. So if you haven't heard, there was a reparations proposal in San Francisco. And I looked over it, I glossed over it, and I have to say, mwah, it was pretty nice, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty nice. It had to do with $5 million for Black Americans who are descendants of slaves, a guaranteed, like a UBI, guaranteed of $97K a year. And in addition to that, Black Americans would be able to buy property, houses for $1. Okay, now that is pretty sweet. Okay, that's a pretty sweet deal. Okay, I don't know what else, but it had me thinking about moving to San Francisco. Heck yes, all day, every day. This, of course, got attention from the white ignorance of the Republican Party. Now, the white ignorance of the Democrat Party, they know not to say anything because they're waiting on the white ignorance of the Republican Party. And that's the hustle, right? They don't have to, as far as voice their disdain or their irritation, because they already know that the white ignorance of the Republican Party are going to do it. They're going to, oh, this ain't fair. You were never a slave. I never owned slaves. And yeah. And this is racist. They already know. Nevertheless, this was a curveball. I gotta admit, it was a definite curveball because you would expect, the white ignorance of the right, but apparently the NAACP. That is correct. The National Advancement Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I don't know what colored people means. Maybe they mean white people who are tanned. Maybe that means Latin people, maybe that means Asian people, because that's what colored. That's what the Democrats have meant colored to mean. Okay, when it came to the farmers, you remember the farmer bill that they tried to say, oh, they're trying to help Biden's trying to help black farmers. Turns out black farmers didn't even benefit from it. When it came to affirmative action, remember, oh, this is for black people, for all, with the fact that you guys weren't legally allowed to read or write in this country, affirmative action, we're gonna help you all out. Turns out what? White women benefit from it. So the disrespect that these demons have for us, it's unparalleled. Nevertheless, you have the head of the NAACP of the San Francisco chapter, and he comes out. They put out a paper, and the paper is, Lord, it's such buffoonery. Okay, it's just such Sambo talk. It's asinine. They talk about, hey, we reject this proposal of cash payments, and then they talk about, hey, we need programs. I just listed a few programs right earlier, and we saw how that played out. This is what they constantly do: programs, and we all know those programs are going to benefit everyone, because that's the same thing that the ignorance on the right want to say. Well, we need programs that are going to benefit everyone. What's the point of having programs that are going to benefit everyone? Huh? If you have historically and even presently had systemic racism affect one group of people, how are you going to make a program that helps everybody? It's such dishonesty. It's such a trick bag. It's such maliciousness in their intent. The deception, man, I'm telling you, a lineage of evil. Because you don't learn this type of deception overnight, all right? You have to have years and years and years of experience. And they learn it from their grandparents, their parents' parents, their parents' parents. It's a lineage of deception and evil, of wickedness, okay? Not all, but many of them, especially those in these positions of power. That's what it is. They list off all this nonsense. Oh, we need to worry about healthcare. Oh, the education. Oh, yada, 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 yada. All right. Okay, fine. You're against cash payments. That's wild, but okay. Because here's the thing when it comes to cash payments. Because the issue is, it's not having to do with cash payments. The issue is what you are going to do with that cash payment. Because that cash payment needs to be for the benefit of the group, not the individual. It should not solely and exclusively benefit Lucas. It should benefit the group, Black Americans as a group, because that's how you have power in this country. Jewish, Latin, whoever it is, they don't have power via one person. It is the group that makes them powerful. So that needs to be accounted for, right? Because all the people, there are studies, Dr. Darity has done this, where he talks about as far as black people save. They absolutely save more than white people. But the thing is, there's just not enough to save, right? There's not enough to build generational wealth because as a group, right, the families aren't taking enough. The income isn't enough to save. Whereas these other families, they're taking in more income and they're splurging. So they can save because they have enough residual income to save. But if you take into account what they spend it on, it's absolute frivolous nonsense. Even if you want to say there are some who would waste it, then fine, let them waste it. However, I do believe that there are many of us who will build. And that's all it takes. That is absolutely all it takes. You don't need all. You just need some. You need some with a vision and that can execute. That's it. Nevertheless, I followed this NAACP head. And I'm like, yo, what's this guy's deal? And I come across this interview with Roland Martin. and Roland Martin, good for him, puts his feet to the fire. When he's on the show, he said, hey, you put out this proposal, and in the proposal, it says you don't want cash payments. Can you explain that? And this dude, I kid you not, we have it on video. This dude says it was a misprint.
You said that you believe in payments and this. So again,
yes.
Okay, so but the statement doesn't address payments. And so people assumed
that was a misprint. Let me admit it. That was a misprint. That line was left out of there. That was a misprint. But the basic position, what I'm saying, Brother Roland.
Okay, that's what he said it was. He said it was an accident. It was a mistake. That what they meant to say is that we want cash payments and programs. That I'm not making this up. That's what he goes on to say. Now, okay, all right, fam. You want to tell me that it was a misprint, that you meant to say you wanted cash payments and programs? That's what you're telling me? This has nothing to do with the backlash that you received upon making such an imbecilic and asinine statement, especially as the head of the NAACP, right? That has nothing to do with it. Okay, fine, my guy, fine. But then there's something that irritated me in his interview. And I've heard this before from white ignorance on the Republican Party. And that is, how do you put a price tag on slavery? How do you put a price tag on Jim Crow? How do you put a price tag on segregation? The myriad of atrocities and Holocaust that have targeted Black Americans in this country. How do you put a price tag on that? And he says that. I'm like, that sounds like some Sambo talk that I've heard before on the right.
Even the 5 million is not enough for the hell, the horror, and the hardship of our people. You can't put a dollar sign on the oppression, enslavement.
I've heard that before. Nevertheless, I mean, the crazy thing is that you can, all right? And even if you don't think you can, well, you can try. All right, it's simple as that. There are answers for these questions. There are people, as I said, Dr. Darity, Claude Anderson, there are people out there who have answers for these questions. But the thing is, these people don't want answers. So you have to take that into account, is that many of these evil demons don't want answers. They just don't want you to succeed. The worst thing that could happen to them is us being on the same playing field. God forbid that we excel. And that is the history of this country, really. As far as our relationship with this country, that's what it is. And despite that, we have made progress. And despite that, we're still here. And we're not going anywhere. And they for some reason, these demons, they can't stand that. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Lucas, you know what? This NAACP guy, he's right. Okay, he's absolutely correct. I absolutely believe him when he made that, put out the press release, but then, talked about it was a misprint and he didn't mean that. I believe him. I believe what he's saying. Or we have believed, yeah, I don't. I don't believe anything, okay? I don't know what they have done. At this point in time, I'm starting to believe that colored people means everyone but black people. That's what I'm starting to believe, okay? Just like, the white ignorants believe diversity that means anti-white. I'm starting to believe that colored people means anti-black. That's what I'm starting to believe. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree with this video, you're more than welcome to call in during disagreement days, which are typically held Friday through Sunday. You call in, we duke it out, all right? That's as simple as that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. You don't need all. You just need some.